Hey everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies on this beautiful summery day. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, where do I start? Well, first of all, entertainment only. But speaking of entertainment only, I was watching a Fefe by Touch by Tarot last night, having a listen to her, and she mentioned in her yesterday's reading about Minnesota being the new seat, potentially the new seat of government, and she was, instead of Washington, D.C., going down the track. We're talking about down the track here. And yeah, I have to totally agree. For those that have been following me for a while, have known for a long time now that I've been saying that the government will move, and it will move to somewhere more central in the country. Now, I sort of thought the other day, actually, I was thinking, oh, is it going to be Minnesota? About 3 days ago, and I went, nah, it's too cold there, with that cold blast you're having. But yeah, there might be something in that. So just watch this space. Nothing to get excited about at the moment, but it was just an interesting lineup that Afefe and I had going there. In other news, I gather the Senate blocked the bill, as the guides had said the other day that they would, but to avert a shutdown, the GOP have agreed to remove the DHS funding from the bill, and it will be debated and voted on separately. So I might actually have a quick look at that. So I'm going to use my Golden Universal Tarot because it's a money question, and we'll just have a little quickie look at that. Might combine a couple of readings today. We'll just see how we go. Not a bit that I want to look at. Okay, let's have a look. Poker shuffling. I'll bring you down so you can see me how I shuffle. The DHS funding has now been removed. Okay, so there was an attempt to find some moderation, and we've got here contracts and agreements that were hit in regards to this, but they're uncomfortable contracts and agreements. Now, I'm just going to point out that moderation in the US is not moderation elsewhere. Oh, yes, there's Bindi having a snooze down there, Bindi dog. Circles of support, yes, celebrating. What the rest of the world would call okay, let's I was asked this question actually about left and right in politics, and I got a bit miffy about being asked to justify my left leaning. But I just want to put it this way, in that it's actually not left leaning. In the rest of the world, I am very moderate and centrist. The in politics in the US have been dragged so far right by the far right that we in the rest of the world would consider someone like Biden and Obama to be right of moderate, Bernie Sanders moderate pretty much, and someone like Mamdani moderate left. So, but not extreme left. I mean, you guys call someone like Bernie and Mamdani extreme left. We would call them moderate and moderate left. So just wanted to put that out there so that you're a little bit aware on where on the political scale US politics sit. So come on down, let's have a look. Don't know why I brought that up. It was just something that I just wanted to explain. Okay, let's have a look. So the DHS funding has been separated from the bill. Let's have a look. And there's rumour that they're going to head to Philadelphia next, and Philadelphia has put some pretty strict laws out there saying that this is ICE I'm talking about. They've done the damage in Minnesota. Minnesota's stood up and said, go away. They're going away. Hopefully, but it's rumours they're heading to Philly next. Now, Philly won't be able to replicate Minnesota, won't be able to replicate Portland. They will have to find their own way, and I suspect I'm feeling homemade shields, like Perspex shields, where if they use this sound thing, there's something that can be. I'm seeing, okay. There is this stick-on stuff. I have seen it. It's like mirror, when you put on the mirror stuff on your windows or something that can go on the inside of a Perspex. Someone will know about this. But what I'm seeing is you can still see through it, but it's got like a silvery layer in there, and it will actually reflect back. Now I do notice that there's tag teams happening in Minnesota when they throw the smoke bombs, and one guy will sort of run in and put a cone over it, and the next guy will run in and put a seal on top of the cone, etc. Oh, 2 10s. As I was shuffling and just split the deck. Now, what does this mean? Celebration and downfall in the face of the truth. Or is this just the fight continuing and more swords going in? Okay, but let's have a look. Minnesota, no, not Minnesota, DHS funding, because I'll use different cards for the Philly one. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some sort of shields, like the riot shields like the police have. But they look more like Roman shields rather than the fancy curves and all the rest of it. There's almost like there's a see-through silvery lining on it that is reflective. Okay, but let's have a look. I don't know how that would work. I will leave that to you guys to find out. But let's have a look. The DHS funding, they've forced the separation. There's infighting, throwing under the bus, and somebody's getting out of Dodge. Somebody is going. Not Bovino, or the bovine, he's already gone. There's somebody else topping the DHS that's going. Let's have with the infighting. Taking one for the, oh, that's not even taking one for the team. Being told to take one for the team as they are, and that's yes. Okay. I was going to say as they're fully exposed, but no, my guides are just saying that is yes. Yes, there is somebody in that mob that is going to have to leave, sidestep, go elsewhere. It's probably Gnome to take one for the team. She won't leave. She'll just be given, job for the boys type thing. But let's have a look. The DHS funding. So it's been separated from the rest of the government funding bill. Funding for DHS will continue for 2 weeks while this is being debated. The GOP wanted it to go longer, but they didn't get it. And there were GOP Senate members that crossed the floor to block the original. So let's have a look to see how this funding's going to go. Okay, the three of wands, looking at other options, plan coming to fruition. They're just looking for other options, looking at other ways. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's to do with the funding. The challenge is the money. So it's almost like he's looking out on this barren horizon, and it's to do with the funding. The messaging, not got a leg to stand on pretty much. Right, there's a big judgment moment coming here in regards to this. Judgment call, judgment, collective awakening, call to arms, klaxon siren, isolation in the past. So this was the bill being carved off, the DHS funding being carved off. And this is my Homeland Security card over the top of this. It's going to be some big wake-up calls in regards to this. Okay. DHS funding, I think it might find itself reduced. It's going to have its back up against the wall with constitutional guardrails. It's hanging on to one wand, but more moderation. Yeah, okay. Funding may still occur, but I think there's going to be some pretty significant guardrails put on them as Congress members walk away. Right, there's a harsh truth coming forward. Okay, this is the rushing in, crash, bang, ka-thump. The harsh truth coming forward and the hopes and fears, the outcome. Oh, the decrepit old King of Pentacles is there with his influence. Times have changed. Oh, and then the King of Swords. Yes. I think there are going to be significant changes to the what the ICE agents are allowed to do. Somebody's not liking what is being offered. It's turning into a nightmare for them as this new legislation comes out. Yeah, okay. Oh, Ten of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, okay. I think there's going to be significant changes to what the powers that ICE actually have in regards to this. So I'll just pack those up and I will just bring you up. Pause you for a moment because hubby's just come home. Hang on a sec. Back again. So I'll just pop those away and grab out. I'm going to use the Runic Tarot. And I'm going to ask about DHS heading into Philly, which actually wasn't even on my list of things to read today, but it's rumoured they're heading to Philadelphia. Philadelphia has passed legislation, if I nip over here and have a really quick read. Philly people are a different breed, wrote one user. Bro Ice is going to be protesting. Well, another random Bro Ice is going to be protesting. I have no idea what that means. But pretty much what's happened is legislation has passed, I believe, in Philly that doesn't allow them to use masks. Does mean that they can be arrested if they break the law, etc., and so forth and thereafter. So let's have a look. That's it without reading too much because I don't want to influence myself. Oh, gosh. King of Pentacles versus the King of Wands. Got all these kings coming out today. Kings are very much about action. So King of Pentacles is about, well, the oligarchs apparently not happy about what's happening in Minnesota with ICE. Apparently, what was it, 30 plus or something CEOs, or it might have even been more, actually signed an open letter pretty much pleading the people to go back to work and buy stuff. And Amazon, as I said yesterday, just put off about another 16,000. So we've got the King of Pentacles, the oligarchs here, but we've also got the Fire King of Action, the King of Wands, the King of Inspirational Messaging, the King of New Plans. So one's a bit of a, if I say the King of Pentacles sitting on the throne, I won't say he's a passive king, but he's not an action like the King of Wands is striding out there. So let's have a look. Got my cheat sheet ready to go. How is ICE going to go in Philly? Oh, what's that that's flipped over there? Well, it is going to be different. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Not necessarily good different. Just be aware, as Susan Lynn would say, forewarned is forearmed. It's just going to be different. So Philly will have to find its own way, and this one's poking out to protect itself. New beginnings, new form of protection, but they are also protected. And the top card is legally, the blockades have been put up. So, ICE are not going to be able to hide. Oh, there's the leader going down, Bovino, or whatever his name is, the bovine. I don't think the felon's not far off either. I know I keep saying that, but just expect for him to go missing, and very telling he's not going to Italy. I think the trip to Davos really took it out of him. Carney's come out and very publicly said, know him in every word he said, and he didn't backtrack on any of it, Mr. Besant. Okay, but let's have a look. ICE in Philadelphia, how's it going to go for them, for the ICE agents? I did read somewhere that apparently they're looking at purchasing a warehouse in Vancouver, Canada. No, but don't think they're going to get away with that one. Let's have a look. Right. Yep. Come up a little. There we go. Right, how's it going to go? Right, there's my Homeland Security card again. We had that in the Golden Universal Tarot, the Queen of Pentacles. It's my Kirsty Gnome card. It's my Homeland Security card. It is Protection of the Homeland card. Right. The challenge is going to be the rule book that comes out. I'm not getting a legal rule book. It's almost like the Minnesotans and the Oregons, or whatever you call them, the ones from Portland and Minneapolis, etc., have written a guideline rule book for those in Philadelphia. So that's going to be the challenge for them. We've got here at the foundation, energy that they're stewing in is justice. Now, I'm not getting a good vibe from this justice card. The symbol on his belt there means authority and warrior. Can also mean justice and leadership, but yeah, I'm getting the authority and warrior. It's for me, they are stewing in their own form of justice. And it's not necessarily legal justice. Let's see where this goes. Okay, they're on the move, the Chariot card. So how are they going to go in Philly? They're on the move. The private army, this is my card for the military as well, but I'm just going to say the private army is on the move. And as pointed out by Susan Lynn in a video yesterday, and I think I mentioned it a couple of days ago actually, that the orange twerp, if ICE isn't funded by the government, would be, when I did the reading about the shutdown a couple of days ago, potential shutdown a week ago, that I'll just pop those down and bring you up. What I got, if I remember correctly at the time, was that that they would, the orange twerp, or the regime, because the orange twerp, he's pretty much just the sock puppet at the front. They would find the funding for ICE, because it's a private army. They would find it from private means, potentially from overseas. Now, Susan Lynn mentioned yesterday, I believe, in a reading about the Black Hawk helicopters that came down in Chicago and attacked the apartment building. That wasn't the military. And ICE, Department of Homeland Security, from what I understand, do not have Black Hawk helicopters. And ICE agents are not really supposed to be rappelling down onto apartment buildings. So, yeah, just watch this space. Watch this space because it pretty much has become a private army. There's no funding cards yet aside from the Homeland Security card itself, but let's see where it goes. How are they going to go in Philly? They're not going to care. The state of Philadelphia can make whatever laws they like. They do not care. Now, one of the laws was not allowed to wear masks. Absolute disregard for human life, corrupt disregard for human life. 5 of Cups there. Yeah, I just get that it doesn't matter what. Well, I mean, they didn't follow the law in Minnesota either. I don't think it matters to them what laws Philadelphia puts out there. They are a entity onto their own, and they think they don't have to answer to justice. They are their own. They are judge, jury, and executioner is how they see themselves. Those are them that are not good. I mean, there are some ICE agents that have gone, what the heck have I ended up in? Not realising because they got lured by the promise. Yeah, but the ones that have gone in there to be thugs, yep, this is the energy that they're in. Okay, but how's it going to turn out for them? Got the 7 of Pentacles, which is very much about reaping what you sow. Target on their backs. Sword is down and target on their backs. We've got here the legal system doing its darndest to blockade with the 2 of Swords, and internally 3 of Swords treason, betrayal, heartbreak, loss, despair. Is this what they're bringing, or is this what is going to happen to them? Betrayed, head cut off. Okay. This may even be the protest, the singer and dancer is saying, you do not pass. But I'm feeling this is actually with these two cards as I look at them and feel the energy. Because if you look in the background of that particular Two of Swords, there are corpses hanging from the trees there. Next to this justice of their own. And it's a wolf. She's got a wolf over her head here. Oh, the disguise of a wolf. Please, please be careful. I really fear that we are going to see more, but do not let this dissuade you from participating. Oh boy. Easy for me to say from the other side of the world, isn't it? Gosh. Okay, hopes and fears is, well, that something good will be born out of this, but it's also smoke and mirrors. If we go by the traditional deck, being presented here with cups with, you know, strength and money and possessions and power in them. So there'll be the, okay, thank you. This is the spinning. This is the smoke and mirrors about, oh, we're here for the good. We're here to protect you. That spin is what I'm getting there. Okay, what's the outcome? Right, the Temperance card. Whew. Page of Cups, something moderation, unexpected, and moving on, moving forward because of the resistance that they're going to face. Moving on. I don't think they'll be in Philly for long. They will be moved on because of the force of the resistance. Okay, let's have a look how it's going to go for those protecting Philly. No, they've underestimated. They underestimated the Minnesotans. They're going to underestimate the Philadelphians. How's it going to go? ICE in Philly. How's it going to go for the song and dancers? Now, there is another massive protest coming up. I think it's the 26th or 28th. Google it. It's another No King's Day. The reason why it's so far down the track is they're doing some significant organising and training of organisers. So how's it going to go for the singers and dancers? There's that card again. They're going to be faced with those that do not care. Corruption that does not care. And challenged by the Emperor. The dictator, my way or the highway, aggression, Homan, Miller, Goebbels, Miller. Right. How's it going to go for the protesters? We've got here the Four of Swords. I mean, I'm hoping it's just a retreat, a tactical retreat, a strategic retreat, but it may be the unaliving of a prominent figure. Oh, boy. This symbol here, this rune here that's on this burning longboat is two symbols that mean reactive force, defense, conflict, but there's two of them and they're back to back. So they're forcing against each other. the two sides in reactive force and defensive conflict. Powder keg is what I just heard. The Knight of Swords, ICE are going to go in gung-ho with full force. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. So we've got both the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. It's going to be rough. Forewarned is forearmed. Please take whatever protective measures that we've learnt from the other places that ICE have been. I think Philly's going to need to be more organised. Five of Pentacles. And if you have a look at the image on that card, oh boy. Now I'm hoping this is just the intention they're going in with, because energies can change, but let's see how it goes. Strength. Oh, I love that. The immediate future. The strength, the empathetic strength, the compassionate strength, the strength of magic. You've got little fairies dancing on that card. The white bear. If you think white hat versus black hat in old westerns. The strength of empathy, the strength of calm, the strength of manifestation and coming together. I'm hoping this is just what they intend, because this is the here and now, this is the past, this is going forward. The Wheel of Fortune in the external. This is a different situation and attitudes have changed. So I'm really hoping this is the here and now, that the intention is to go in and don't care, because this is going forward. Then ICE aren't there yet. Strength, Wheel of Fortune, two major arcana, powerful energies. Internally, the Ace of Pentacles, protection, strength, new beginnings, opportunity, hopes and fears, judgment. Look at these majors in the outcome. Go Philly. Oh boy, got a lot of power there. The hopes and fears is this judgment card, a collective awakening, a call to arms, a call to the battlefield. But hopefully it will be a compassionate and peaceful battlefield. But if they bring it, they will be met with it. Shields up. Right, the outcome. Nine of Swords. This for the singers and dancers, or is this for the ICE? Nightmare situation, isolation. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Now nines, remembering, 1 off 10, 10's being ending. This is the independent female. She's got the bearskin rug. The warrior woman tamed the bear. Not even tamed the bear. Not too sure about that. That's sort of nightmare, isolation, independence. There's that Three of Swords again. The Three of Cups. So I'm going to say that this is what's going to happen to ICE, and the people of Philly will be celebrating. Strength to the feminine with the High Priestess. The bison in the room is going to be exposed. The secrets are going to be revealed. The lies are going to come out. And then we've got the Ten of Wands planting the seeds for the future. Okay. And an ending with the Death card. Significant ending and a new beginning and a new beginning, a cleansing new beginning. I like these cards to end with. And then we've got the Star of Hope and Healing. It's almost like this Philadelphia confrontation is going to bring about the end of ICE. If I can just put it that way, bring about the end of ICE. Because if I keep going, we've got the Two of Swords, the legality of it, do not cross, the complacency of ICE and their inability to see how special the people of Philly are. King of Swords, action being taken. You've then got the Five of Swords. This is the third five that we've got. I've still got a lot of deck left. This is abuse of power, betrayal, deceit, lies, self-sabotage. And then you've got the Queen of Swords. So a lot of swords energy there. A lot of legal and strategy energy. And communicate across the airways, social media communication. There's stuff going to be out on social media that cannot be denied. So I am just going to say, I think for Philly, it's going to be rough. Learn what you can learn from those that have gone before. Philadelphia, Minnesota, Chicago, wherever before. But you're going to have to devise your own tactics. They're going to go, my feels from that is they're going to go in judge, jury, executioner, with disregard for the legalities of it. But I think it's going to end well for them. Their intention is to go in and, well, we saw the here and now cards, the Emperor, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Justice card, their intention is to go in and be a law unto themselves. So please take care, take precautions, protect yourself. I don't quite know. You guys will know what to do. Trust your instinct. Most importantly, trust your instinct. But the people of Philly are going to come together, and this is going to be a major turning point in the acceptance. Well, not even the acceptance, the wake up. The wake up. Okay, thank you for listening. I shall catch you shortly. Bye-bye.